Hello again, Ian Ileona here. Another day in Los Angeles. The news today has been a blight in the history books for science. For science. Okay, number one, if there was an issue, any issue at all, it would have presented itself in daily maintenance checks. Daily maintenance checks. It doesn't help that, when you're in the vacuum of space, you think you're alone, but the tiniest pebble, grain of sand moving at high speeds, which is cause issues. Or maybe it's just the ravages of the radiation. Either way, there's no air there. Now, of course, every country should be contributing something to the International Space Station. They send scientists up there, but they never actually said, yeah, the entire International Space Station should come down. It should sit in a museum. Museum. The house that you build in space is a little bit more resilient. There's no wind, there's no moisture for the most part, battering it. So you just get lazy. And this is why I have to do a video about this, because it seems to me that all of these countries were just lazy. Lazy countries, lazy humans. What you should do, hopefully, all the scientists, get back safely. So of course I only want a good outcome out of this. But the good outcome should be, all right, that was fun. Okay. So let's bring it down safely, put it in a museum, invite young kids to come and take a look, ask some questions about science and say, isn't that cool? Okay. Well, while you look at that, let's launch the next one and do it properly this time, because the evacuation plan, oh my God. Okay. Number one, you don't really put organics into space unless it's non-sentient. Let's just start with the basics that humans just don't seem to understand. Okay, first let's start there. But if you do, you bring the whole biome. Why? Because humans live on Earth. Do you get that? Do you get that? Because I don't think you do. Because you built a clean room for a bunch of scientists to live in instead of a biome for humans to live in, because you seem to forget that no matter how smart they are, they still breathe oxygen, and carbon dioxide comes out their mouth. You forget that humans, despite their efforts to pretend as if they're above it all, rely on other organisms. They rely on plants. They rely on fungus. Oh, sorry. Is it fungi? I'm not a fun guy. I'm not. I'm very serious. Which is why I don't put up with the goddamn West Coast antics. Can we get you to talk? Because we got a camera there, and we want to hear you speak aloud. Can you do that? Please talk to us. talk to us. It's just, no, I don't want to talk to you. What I want to do is talk to the United Nations so I can speak to other countries about basic science that they don't seem to understand. Okay? You don't put organics into space unless you bring the whole ecosystem. Now, that relic has been sitting in space for years now, years and years and years. Bring it to Earth, put it in a museum, put a new one there. But this time, do it properly. You want to put humans into space, just do it properly. Build a proper biome. Make it the size of a football field, size of Central Park, maybe, but huge, huge. You will see the difference. And also understand that that is the real estate that we should be investing in. Investigating. Fuck me in this stupid fucking English language. Es más importante. It's very important. It's very important to get this right. A desegmented space station. Because isn't that kind of the issue of the space station? They just kept shoving shit on it. Oh, I guess we got a new module. Just add it on there. What about the original core? We'll keep it, obviously. It's like, no, no, chuck it. And while we're at it, let this be a blueprint for how the human body functions in the modern age. I don't understand why humans are so fucking basic. When I mean, I'm speaking as a mutant, so maybe that colors my vision on this, but desegmented space station. You have your biome where the scientists are, and then you have not connected but parallel another module where if you wanted to do an experiment, you wanted to, you know, have a solar panel array there, do it on another module. I wish there was a bigger platform to a TED talk, maybe. And I did apply to do a TED talk, and they never got back to me because I wanted to talk about several things, but issues like this, where you try to explain to people, you need to desegment your life. I keep talking about the idea that, you really shouldn't have a kitchen right next to your bed. People look at that and say, well, dude, that's how a house is. It's like, yeah, but you're not designed for a house. No one is designed for a house, really. You're designed to walk, you're designed to run, you're designed to move about. I say this as an invalid, a shut in, who, because of my PTSD from military sexual trauma, I don't go outside. I stay indoors because of that, which is why I'm advising people to change their lives because you shouldn't live like this unless you have to. I mean, just what happened today where these West Coast people stole my fucking food and then just gave it to a different hotel. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, West Coast? What the fuck is wrong with you? Because they did it specifically because it was a shift change. So instead of a man handing me my food, I had to ask for my food from a woman. Now, I've had to deal with American women who have been sexually aggressive, have sexually assaulted and sexually abused me. So that is uncomfortable. There are cameras there and everything, and it's broad daylight, and it's the middle of a business. So the likelihood of something happening is slim, but not impossible. I like impossible or very, very unlikely. After what I've been through, no. Now I know the West Coast means well in some sort of way because I guess from what I'm trying to glean from this stupidity that these West Coast people do is number one, half the stuff I order, I always order food. I should just cook it myself because I mean it's not really that complicated to make. And two, it would be cheaper to do so. And three, I would actually enjoy the cooking process. And then there's four, you live in a situation where you don't clean up after yourself. You have women pretty much as your maids because that's just how the position fucking shakes down. It's like, do you want a wife? And I said, yeah, I probably do, but I won't be getting it from America. I will fucking mail order that fucking shit, or I will fucking go there and just say, you know, what I want. But I'm not going to be shoved into a relationship with any American after what I fucking put myself through. I joined the military, and the military, through the American government, sexually abused me and then continue to abuse me. And yeah, to a certain degree, it's, well, you could leave. But then who's going to fucking defend this country? Who's going to speak up about this country? Who's going to confront it? Because I have France, who is saying ecocide. We are punishing people who are damaging the environment and hurting the planet Earth. If we're going after, the big polluters, I'm like, okay, could you go after yourselves then? No offense to the French people, but I mean, are you not looking at your environment, like everything you do, every aerosol that you use? You want to use hairspray, you want to use lubricant for your car, you want to do travel around the city. You're more embedded into big oil than you realize. I mean, my hat's off to literally my hat's off. There it is. Let me try and put it back on. My hat's off to France for figuring things out and saying that they have to do something. That's nice. That's lovely. Uh, do you recognize that as much as you can go after the big people, you have to go after the little people too? That if you go down that path, it's you have to do such a hard pivot and really change everything you do. But you're not doing that. If France said, we're doing this and we're all going electric, we're banning those cars that don't use electric energy completely throughout, that would be a different conversation. Or we are redesigning the roads. See, this is why I want to go international, because if I was an international, oh, fucking English, just ridiculous language. If I were an international ambassador for mutants, so that we could discuss environmental issues specifically, could you just change the roads? You see, this is why I want to go to France and speak to them and say, yeah, that's all well and good. Could you just change your roads? Because if you change your roads, it takes care of most of the pollution. I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed because here I am, a scientist, pretty much hiding from women in the world because I've been abused and tortured by my government, instead of out there in the world making a difference. I'm here on YouTube trying to explain basic science, basic science, and also, just social politics. The person who buys the car that has the oil products in it is not going to change their mind. They're never going to do it, because to them it's, well, it was cheap, it's what I want, the engine sounds nice, and they give you all these excuses when you have to be the bigger person in that conversation. I'm talking to you, France. You have to be that bigger person who says, fuck it, you made your choice, but here's our choice. We choose to change the roads. Let me use my hybrid smart road technology in order to reintroduce, number one, an ecosystem, and two, just improve the quality of the roads. Get away from this asphalt and concrete thing that you've just been doing. It's ruining the environment, it ruins your own health. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself because every fucking chance they get, this West Coast people just shove these things on me. So I say, no, no, I can't leave today. I can't leave America because I've had just another PTSD trigger and I'm crying and I'm, just upset. Instead of just saying, fuck it, I'm needed elsewhere. They're obviously doing things better elsewhere. Let me just go there. I said in my piece. My name is Ian Leona. I'm an environmentalist. I'm a human rights activist. I'm a mutant, a werewolf. Oh, I'm a veteran with PTSD from military sexual trauma. I'm not getting any better. I hope for the best for both those scientists and the ones that are still testing rockets to beat China. NASA, you are staffed by fools. By fools. Absolutely. Every person in that fucking building should look at each other and just say, yeah, I woke up today and I'm still full. Number one, why are you still using chemical combustion? Okay, let me explain it in terms you understand, you dumb fucking humans. If you were going from your house to your neighbor's house, yeah, you would probably walk. If the neighbor's a little further out, you'd use a horse. A little further out than that, maybe a car. A little further out than that, a train. But you're going into space. Do you get that? Do you get that? Okay. In space, the distance is not that close. There are no refueling stations yet, and there should never be. Because you should look at that giant nuclear explosion and say, I'm going to fucking drain it dry till I'm clear across the galaxy. You stupid fucking humans. Get rid of these stupid fucking rockets and just use the sun. You don't want to use the sun? You'll have to come up with something else. But get away from rockets. If you want to beat China, that is the way to do it. If you didn't use rockets, you'd be faster. You could put a person on there, you could put a whole base on there. In the amount of time it takes you to do test after your stupid fucking rockets. You people are bad scientists. Bad scientists. I'm just disappointed. I hope to see you on the next podcast. Please check out my video. I made another unknown history of food. Do what the little pickle tells you to do. That is on my channel. Feel free to look at that. Get your history on.